I'm going. Hey, everybody, this is Ryan with Podblast. I'm here with Mitchie.
Hey.
And Johnny.
What's up?
And today we're actually going to spend a part of our show trying to decide on a name. We have two names. Mitchie, can you name the one that you like the most?
So far, I like 3 dudes in a bubble bath.
So far, we have 2 choices. One of them, we're not keeping Podblast, okay? So far, Podblast has been a variety show about video games and politics and Alabama and food, and we know a shitload about chicks, but we're going to change the name.
Instead, we're going to talk about dudes bathing.
Well, not necessarily, but...
No, it'll still be the same
it's
show.
It's still going to be topical.
Different name.
Right. It's just about one of the things that maybe you like to do, which is take a bubble bath with 3 dudes.
Podblast was kind of temporary. It's just, for lack of a better idea, we wanted to get started recording.
Yeah.
And it's starting to establish itself, so before we get too established, we get too many fans emailing us.
Yeah, before the fans start rolling in. So that's one choice. 3 dudes in a bubble bath. What is the other choice, Johnny?
The other choice
Johnny.
is Johnny.
I already forgot.
Big sack lunch.
Why did you ask me if you know?
I was trying to get you involved, but you just forgot.
So we've decided to involve
The user.
the few viewers that we have so far.
That's right, folks. So, a big sack lunch or 3 dudes in a bubble bath.
Yeah. Honestly.
Write in. Give us your opinions. Use the website podblast.tumblr.com or podblast2k12@gmail.com.
Our group photo is going to be extremely awkward regardless of what we pick.
Either way, there's going to be 3 big dicks swinging low, balls on the ground, 1 or 2, 3 naked dudes in a bubble bath with a rubber ducky. But if we do pick 3 dudes in a bubble bath, our sign-off, and this is Johnny's idea, becomes, what was it you said about the rubber ducky? Oh, rub-a-dub-dub, motherfuckers. Peace out. So that could be our sign-off. I'm in the camp for big sack lunch.
What are you? Because you're kind of the deal breaker here, Johnny. Unless we get some awesome viewer mail.
We did get one so far.
Viewer mail.
We got a viewer mail. Listener mail. And we're going to get to that after Mitchie. But Johnny, can you make an argument for big sack lunch?
I think it's great because it insists that we have big sacks and
Or
we eat lunch.
Or that we have a big sack lunch that day.
Well, we do our podcast over lunch, so that makes sense.
That's relevant. And
I like 3 dudes in a bubble bath because we're 3 dudes. It lends to a good intro. Maybe some bubble sounds here and there.
Yeah, and bubble baths are relaxing.
Some splashing. Splashing. We could splash even if we were big sack lunch. It would just be...
And it kind of... We trap ourselves in a room, and people kind of stare into the window of the room.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a freaking zoo.
Yeah, it's like being in a porno, basically.
Yeah, so it's kind of like...
Except without the screwing.
We're hiding our goodies, you know, so...
Because I don't want everyone seeing my goods. If everyone saw my goods, it would end relationships.
Yeah, they have to listen to the goods.
Yeah,
start new ones.
And start new ones and hop on this poll. We got a viewer question. Do you want to read it, Mitchie?
It's actually kind of an exciting time.
What? We have our first viewer email?
It's a dude.
Our listener. Why do we call them viewers?
We have our
listener. We have a listener email.
Listener email.
Do you want me to read it?
Sent to podblast2k12@gmail.com. Well, actually, I'll read it. You guys respond to it.
All right, don't give out his email. Just say a generic name.
Jeff says, "Hey, so I'm I'm in professional school, and there are all these fine-looking ladies who I seem to get along with real well. The problem is they all have boyfriends, either here or back home. How do you know which of these chicks is willing to cheat, and where's the best strategy to take? What is the best strategy to take without feeling like a homewrecker? If you want an example of a situation I found myself in, me and the girl and this girl, who has a boyfriend, were taking the drunk school bus back from a party. There wasn't enough space on the bus for everyone, so she suggested sitting on my lap. It was more of an interesting... it made it an interesting 30-minute ride back since she was barely wearing anything.
Man, you really? I want to first state that I've never heard anyone who is a worse reader in my life. It's like listening to a retarded baby. Like, holy shit. Were you thinking that too? Like, thank God he's a talented artist. He's like Picasso. He's a genius with the pen. Drawing, but not... oh, my God.
Blame
I got a stuffy nose.
Blame it on the viewer.
Yeah.
Blame it on the
dude wrote, like... Okay, first off, listen to this. So I'm in professional school.
Do we really have to listen?
First off, what is professional school?
It means like medical school or any kind of postgraduate.
You go to school to become a professional.
It's a certain. He could be in a school to be.
He could be in any school.
Right.
He could be in
art school,
community college.
Sure, and he might be. It's not really relevant. But did that trip you up? Is that where you got tongue-tied?
He could be in fucking Hogwarts.
Where is that, in London?
Yeah.
So just to apologize to the listener, not the viewer, is that Mitchie's learning to read. I'll answer this question the best I can. It sounds like he was at a bash and he was talking to some chick and she has a boyfriend and she wants to flirt with him. They get drunk and she sits on top of him and she doesn't have any underwear.
Yep.
I mean, my first question is the obvious question: is did you seal the deal? And I would say, did you have sex with her? Basically,
I'm assuming he got to cop a feel.
At least cop a feel, if not rub your boner against her beaver. Like at least I'm assuming that he did that, right?
Little beaver rub.
Well, I mean, if she's naked, then at least
beaver rub action.
At least, rub a dub, as we were going to say. He's asking if you want to find out if a girl will screw around on her boyfriend. It's easy as pie, dude. Girls are always looking for a better deal.
She'll sit in your lap. That's what she'll do.
Well, that's when she's drunk. But
so he's asking for a strategy here
to get tail. He doesn't want her to be his boyfriend.
He doesn't give a fuck about the fact that she has a boyfriend. He just doesn't want to get into a fight.
It sounds like he just wants to get laid and her boyfriend might be back home, right?
Okay.
Now, if the girl has a boyfriend at the same school, it's hands off. It's hands off because that guy will beat you up. But if you're in a school in California and she has a boyfriend in New York, I mean, honestly, it's a matter of time before they break up on their own, probably. So you need to help her realize that sooner.
Yeah, you're not a home wrecker, you're a home saver.
Yeah.
You're saving
her.
You're saving her. But you have to realize that if she cheats on that boyfriend with you, she will cheat on you when you are getting your ends. Okay? You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. Any girl who used to be a hoe will always be one. That's just the way that it is. It is. It's just the way that it is.
Did you guys ever do this kind of situation where you, like, what did you do in college? Did you, like, hook up with tons of broads, or did you...
I remember the first time I ever messed around with a chick with a boyfriend. I didn't really give a shit. This was in Dallas. I was like 18. And I was at my buddy's house, and we were all drinking. And I think we might have been smoking. And the guy left the room, and he just left that chick there. And I'm like, showtime. She had some nice titties. So I busted some of my moves. Actually, I think I was 17. And we boogied down. we boogied down.
Oh.
And then...
Is that good?
Yeah, I sealed the deal.
Wait.
I sealed the deal.
How old were you? Wait, what year was this? Was
1990.
This like the 70s?
No.
Boogieing down in the 70s.
This was 94 or 95, right?
The 60s, like, boogieing down is like down by the beach.
I'm picturing like Dirty Dancing right now.
No, but when I said boogie down, I meant that I sealed the deal. I meant that I took her to the bedroom and sealed the deal, dude. And pounded it out.
I pictured like you two boogie woogieing down by the beach, sort of like an old Batman episode.
No, what I'm going to tell you about was that I was there with this girl, and she was basically saying she was displeased with her boyfriend, and I was saying, well, why don't you give Big Papa Ryan a chance? This was back when I was called White Chocolate or Chocolate Thunder. Because I'm a good dancer and I'm white, so people call me Chocolate Thunder. Because if the lights are off, you wouldn't know what color I am because I fucking move proper. No. And so the lights were down and we were messed up, and I was like, let's do this thing, let's get down. She's like, all right. And I'm like, let's go to my buddy's room. And we went to, this was in like 94, and we went to the buddy's room. I pounded it out. Threw the rubber in the toilet, right? Thought that it flushed. It didn't flush. My buddy sees the rubber in his toilet and decides, you know what'll be funny is if I tell this girl that Ryan's been seeing a different girl, if I tell her that Ryan boned some chick in my house. He takes the girl that I liked or that liked me to the house. She sees the rubber. She doesn't DNA test it. And she instantly accuses me of having sex with that other girl, with the boyfriend. Of course I denied it.
This dude didn't flush for the...
It didn't flush, and you shouldn't flush rubbers down the toilet. It's really bad.
Yeah, it creates this inception of social relationships.
Well,
it does.
It stayed up there, and he told her. He tried to rat me out, and he thought it was funny. So you know how I paid him back?
Slapped.
Nope. The next time I was at his house, I took a crap in his bathtub.
Oh, no.
And he never knew who it was. Well, now you know, Josh Smith, so fuck you. This was in Dallas in 1994, the Clinton years. So
he has the most generic freaking name in them.
So I feel like we didn't fully address Jeff's concern.
I would say
it's hard.
Get to know the girl. Get to know the girl and find out the things that interest her and listen to her.
Yeah, I wouldn't say just boner and
unless
seal
that's
the deal like that. I would say get to know her, establish a strong relationship, stay out of friend zone.
Stay out of friend zone. But dude, at the same time, Listen
Just
to
give
her.
her the option.
Listen to her. Find out what she's thinking. Find out why she's thinking that. Try to find out some of the experiences she's had and relate to those experiences. Get her to realize, wait a second, my boyfriend's back home and this guy's doing the things that my boyfriend could do. I may as well have sex with this guy. It's really not hard. Like, you have to almost be a retard to fuck this up, Jeff. Like, just find out what she likes and give her what she wants and listen to her.
And by the sounds of it, he's already halfway there.
Yeah, she's sitting on top of you with almost a bare beaver.
She was wearing I think he said a bikini or
ballerina.
Ballerina.
Ballerina with
There you
no
go.
underwear. Johnny, what would you do? You're from Alabama.
Yeah.
You'd probably cook her up and eat her.
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, for one, you find out if she's crazy. If she's crazy, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Never.
It would have been nice to get some more context, like what kind of school this is, because that tells you what kind of chicks these are.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is
Our
true.
school is a whole different ballgame. Like that's
All the
I
chicks
went
are
to art
crazy.
school. Yeah, you got to watch out. Like I had this one girl tell me the Holocaust didn't happen.
What the hell? Why would anyone think that?
She was nuts.
Germans keep really good
And you
records
spent
of
the
this.
night with her, and she believed it, right?
Why don't you go Holocaust on that beaver of hers? Was she good? Was she a white chick?
She was awful. She was not attractive, and she was a little crazy. And she pronounced herself with a French pronunciation.
Did you have sex with her?
No, absolutely.
I don't
not.
understand. The Germans kept impeccable records. Like, we have a German coworker. He's a very smart, singular purpose man. If he wanted to kill everyone, he could do it because they keep such good records. The Holocaust absolutely
He's so
happened.
capable of his job that I think if he put that much effort into killing Jews,
Or any race.
I would be. It's scary. It's a scary
Yeah.
thing.
There's some guys like Kobe Bryant could do it. He's a psychopath.
They're intense people.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant is a psychopath. He's like, read what he says to his teammates. Kobe isn't like angry as fuck, dude. He's like Dick Cheney. He's like Black Dick Cheney. He's basically Hitler if he were reborn. That's Kobe Bryant.
Really? What do you say?
He's just everybody on his team. He rips them, and then he says if they want the ball, they should demand the ball more. And then if they demand the ball, he doesn't pass it to them and blames them for not asking for the ball more. No matter what happens, it's never his fault. Never. He's like a little petulant child. He's just a rich little baby. He's a bitch, dude. Basically,
Yeah.
He's the biggest bitch in the world.
I got some topics.
All right, go.
So move on from there.
Okay.
First off, okay, so I didn't see the second debate. The third debate just happened.
Last night,
Last
we're
night.
talking about Mittens versus Barack Obama.
Barry.
We don't want to hear about you debating. I mean,
What-
what
what
is
is
the
the,
presidential
uh,
debate?
what is the binder full of women? Because I saw.
Oh,
the meme.
that was a joke that Romney made in the second debate. Obama's like, you've voted, you've said that you don't support an equal pay amendment to the law, and Romney comes back saying, I love women. I have binders full of women. Instead of saying, I have a shitload of capable women that could work in my cabinet, he says I have binders full of women. What he meant is I have binders full of resumes. But he's basically saying that human beings are nothing but what they can write on paper. He doesn't value them because he's a fucking robot.
Did he mean that, or did people on the internet take that out of context?
It's not out of context. Dude, when you're speaking a lot, sometimes you could say things that go wrong. I'm not going to defend Mittens.
No, he's so scripted that
He's so scripted.
he fucks up all the
When
time.
he said that, I imagine him like with his like safety scissors, like cutting out Playboy images and putting them in a binder.
Well, he's a Mormon, and they're very big on not looking at porn.
I meant
That dude
like,
looks at porn.
Probably every dude does.
oh yeah.
Porn keeps relationships going, dude.
He's like, I have a lot of money. If I needed to cover this up, I could.
Do you think that you would be able to go out with a chick for a long time if you didn't have naked other chicks to look at? So at least you could break up the monotony of having sex with the same chick over and over and over again?
I don't watch porn.
Yeah, but you film it. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding.
He did the hush lips.
That was a slip of the tongue.
Oh, no, brother.
Not for you to hear,
Yeah,
Jeff.
just kidding about
Jeff,
that, Jeff.
our one viewer.
Yeah.
I know the viewers probably don't want to see it because I don't want to see it.
Well, no, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to see anybody's porn.
It's all just like that awful shot of like my ass.
yeah, and his hairy balls and his hairy butthole.
Gross.
Anyway, let's move on.
Go
Because
ahead.
that's a
Eat
little
here.
embarrassing.
Sorry.
My next topic is what cartoon character would you bang? I was gonna limit
Me?
it to both of yous.
I guess Hulk.
I was gonna what? I was gonna limit. I was gonna limit to Pokemon because I was like, damn, that Pokemon's hot. But like,
Misty.
I'm gonna warn you guys that I couldn't name a cartoon character if you offered me $1 million.
What's you grew up? You were a kid at some point.
Dude, I watched. You know what we have?
I limited it not to Pokemon.
I've never seen
I
Pokemon.
broadened it exactly because you're like 30 and you were in college when
I was in college, and I was like this. I couldn't believe how big Pokemon was. It's huge.
It was massive. I was like beating kids up, trying to get Pokemon cards. It was like crap.
You beat kids up?
I wrestled for
These
Pokemon
kids
cards.
must be tiny.
That Charizard.
I say that because Mitchie's about $1.30. He's very slender in life. He can sneak between bookcases. If zombies are chasing him, he can sneak between bookcases, and the zombie arms would reach in to try to kill him, but he could cut them off with a chainsaw.
It's like, quick, turn sideways.
Yeah.
They can't see you.
Where the fuck did Mitchie go? Brains. Yeah. Which is the best video game of all time.
Anyway, so what
Yeah.
did you watch when you were growing up? Were there?
I
any
didn't watch that many cartoons. I watched Webster and Punky Brewster in different strokes.
Punky
I was like
Brewster?
8. I didn't really watch
fuck is
cartoons. I
Punky
watched
Brewster?
sports. It's this big titty girl that was like wore different color socks. She was a hipster before it was cool. Punky Brewster. Look up Soleil
Like
Moon
Thelma?
Front. Thelma from Thelma and Louise with Brad Pitt.
No, she's not a cartoon. From
I love Susan Sarandon.
Scooby Dongle.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch cartoons growing up. I didn't read comic books. I collected baseball cards and played sports.
What the?
Kids, when I grew up before terrorism, went outside.
All right. Well, what about you, Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny.
Oh.
What
you
cartoons?
Said, what cartoons? I don't
Yeah.
know. Missy from Pokemon.
She was pretty hot. She gave me a boner.
Yeah, I can't think of any other cartoony chicks.
You get a boner from clouds.
Did
though,
you
bro.
ever watch that Pokemon? Or sorry, not that. I don't get boners from clouds.
You get boners. You get boners. One time I went in the bathroom, and he was going to the bathroom, and I go, "What are you doing? Did you get some tail this week?" And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Did you get that red-haired girlfriend of yours?" And he's like, "Stop, dude! You're giving me a boner." Last week,
On the stall, I was gonna spray all over the place.
he was getting a friggin' boner because I was asking him about his girl. I couldn't. And Tobias comes in, and he's like, "Dude, be careful! You're gonna give him a boner."
Gets boners all the time.
She gets boners
Anyway.
so easy.
Did you ever watch that Pokemon genre? Or sorry, the cartoon genre porno?
No hentai.
No, not anime. There's cartoon like Family Guy porno and like
What the
What?
There is.
Where do you get this?
there's ads all over the place for that.
Who
shit.
wouldn't want to see this?
I don't want to see Family Guy porno.
You're never curious about it?
No, I want to see real naked boobies.
There's tons of Disney porn.
There's a. Have I
It's
got?
all the porn you want.
I don't
want to
see
when you're a
cartoons. I want
Why-
to see real live women.
Why would I want to see Scooby-Doo going to town on fucking Shaggy?
Why? Yeah.
kid. What? Shaggy? That's gay porn. You don't.
Either
watch
way, it's cartoon porn.
It's lines on paper.
I like my cartoons to be real women with big old cartoon fake titties that look like clowns. Like they put these big bags of plastic in their chest and walk around at my gym. That's what I like.
That's
women are
that's exactly the point. Like
but not real cartoons.
they're like knockoff versions of the cartoons.
I don't know. I like.
It's
my,
like Peter railing the hell out of Lois.
I don't want to see.
It is.
You jack off to that,
No,
Mitchie.
I'm trying to get it.
Mitchie,
I'm trying to.
do you jack off to that?
I'm curious. I'm asking you. No,
Avoiding
don't
the
spin this
question.
around on me. I'm asking you. Have you ever watched it?
No, I've never heard of it.
I'm astonished that you've never.
Lois.
I don't understand what that means. I
You've
don't.
never seen Family Guy.
No, I've heard of it. I know what it is.
Okay.
I've never watched it, but I don't
All right.
understand why I would want to see cartoon characters.
Jesus.
Like at my gym, dude, there's all these chicks. They go to the doctor and they pay $7,000 and they get plastic put inside of their chests. It looks nice when it's in
Looks
clothes.
nice.
Well, that's like a cartoon,
That is.
right?
Yeah.
That's-
Well, I don't. Since you guys don't watch cartoons, losers. Maybe some of our fine viewers would like to mail in.
That's
which,
true.
Which,
Cartoon character they would bang.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, when the cast members of the show fail to deliver to a topic, it's great.
I didn't know he was going to bring that topic up. In fairness, that shows you how unscripted we are
I know.
because Mitchie just dropped a bomb on us.
I would have spent 30 minutes and prepared that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Look,
John would have a portfolio of like fucking Wonder Woman. And
All you got to do is watch that porn.
gonna pause for a sound clip of this Scooby and Daphne going at it.
oh, brother.
I wish I had a sound clip of that.
I would name. Do they do video game porns? I bet they do.
Every character, like Street Fighter, going to town on each other.
But that's a cartoon. I want to see real bouncing fake titties. Not.
They bounce like crazy.
They're actually making So there's these like interactive porn movies where you can kind of like select what happens next. It's like a choose your own adventure porn movie.
That's
They're
cool.
making a game for that. So like you play through a storyline.
You have to do it
like,
with your girl?
There's like waitresses and like all these chicks everywhere, and then you can like choose who you bang.
So
That's
basically,
like The Sims, but you get laid.
Yeah.
there's only 3 things you can do, right? Beaver, mouth, or butt. What else can you do?
Yeah, but you get to choose who, right? And it's in
Does
the
it really matter?
It's in the context of like, oh, I'm going down to the coffee shop, and then like,
There you go.
you're like, wow, I want to like work on that.
Oh,
So
we
then-
do have some coffee shop bimbos near our work with gigantic titties.
Don't call them bimbos. They're classy ladies.
They got giant titties. Today they asked me to rank them, and I said, "Women are not pieces of meat." He was there. I will not rank you.
I don't remember that.
She said, "Oh, Patty was there. It was this morning." They're like, one of them says that she was my favorite. And I said, "I don't play favorites. I'm not going to rank pieces of meat." That's what she was talking about. When
She
we
called
went
you
back
pieces
there.
of meat?
I called them. I said,
Oh.
"I'm not going to treat women like pieces of meat.
Oh.
You're individuals with real feelings and emotions."
There you go.
And
You're
that's
just
what-
trying to redeem yourself after calling them bimbos?
No, I only called them bimbos just now.
Oh, I see.
I wanted to discuss a video game I've been playing, and I wanted to discuss GameCube. I wanted to ask you, because you guys are artists and developers, and I've been playing Resident Evil 4, which in my opinion is the best Resident Evil game of all of them, because it's not too first person and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm taking his word for it and playing through it myself.
And Johnny enjoys it.
On the old PS3.
Ooh.
Paid $20 for that thing.
It's okay.
What? Are you serious? Wait, for the game or the
Yeah.
PS3?
The game.
The game.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's worth $20. It's a good
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I haven't gotten too far, but it's really good. I mean, I think the controls are like, it's kind of stressful, but like in a good way for the
Yeah.
game type.
It helps make it scarier because
Is it one of those linear games where it's just like you're playing in a movie, basically?
it's less like a movie than new games. Like Uncharted is like you're playing in a movie. I would say Resident Evil, yeah, it's linear. Sure, it's linear. You can do different things, but not too many. You can customize your weapons, but
How similar is it to the story mode in Halo, the first Halo?
Wait.
Because that was linear.
Well,
it
those
told
are
a
two
story.
different genres.
It told a story. Well, it was a first-person shooter, right?
But Resident Evil is not a first-person shooter. It's not.
Well, you're definitely seems like you're on a track.
Well, there's a story, right?
You're going through, and there's like a story and blah 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 blah. But it's definitely like third person, and you can't run and shoot at the same time. So like when you want to shoot, you have to like stop.
You have to stop
Make
to
sure you're
shoot.
planted. Make sure no one's behind you, and like it's really strategic. It's almost like an arcade shooter. You know, the
Well,
ones where you like hide behind the wall.
It's kind of real. It's kind of like real life would be. In real life, you can't keep getting shot and hide and recover health. You have to get a doctor. And in this game, you take green weed. You eat green weed. You eat the marijuana plant, and you become healthy. And when you combine green and yellow, it raises your maximum health. So at all chances you can, combine green and yellow. There's a tip.
I did green and yellow, and you couldn't do anything with it. And then I added red to it, and then
No.
did
You
nothing.
add green and yellow. You consume it. It raises your maximum health. You need to get it all the way up.
Oh shit!
You know, yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's okay as long as you take the yellows. Never sell them. Always sell all the jewels and shit.
Oh,
You haven't played this?
I've never played this.
Mitchie has a GameCube. You have access to a huge, incredible library of games.
I've been playing. I actually played GameCube this weekend.
What'd you play? Don't say Super Smash.
Mario Party
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
one?
not a video
number
game.
7.
Jesus!
There's
I
so
only
many.
played one. I've only played
Yeah,
one.
I remember number 1. I rented it back in the day for N64.
I got it for my birthday, and then I had a bunch of friends over, and we played it all
It's a good
night
time.
long.
It's a fun
damn
drinking
good
game, but
time.
it's not a real video game. It's like a board game, right?
Yeah,
Mario Party's like a board
It's
game.
like a
party.
digital board.
but it's all about the mini games. Though.
Yeah, dude, it's a fun game. I used to play it with this chick I went out with all the time.
I still have the dent in my hand from the freaking fishing games. They're like, no, and you like spin them around.
It
still
would have
have-
been fun to work on that game too, because there's so many mini games. You get to do different kind of game mechanics like every day.
You can turn that into a drinking game. Johnny
Yeah.
mentioned he still had the dent. I remember that game, actually. I have a dent in my balls from this Vietnamese girl I was dating when we played it.
She kick you in the balls.
No, we made Sweet Passionate Love, and I did it a little too hard, and my balls
She
dented.
stepped on your balls with her high heels.
She
Because
crushed
she
my
was a
balls.
call girl.
She was not a call girl. That's a lie.
Speaking of call girls, I fucking saw a call girl. I was in
Where?
the red light district of San Francisco
Did you
At-
call her?
Where's that, Broadway?
at the Stinking Rose. I can't remember.
Oh,
the
North
street.
Beach.
Gross.
It's North Beach.
It was so damn good. The food was amazing. The
Yeah.
place was packed.
I've been there.
Italians. It was right by in San Francisco, right by
It's North Beach. Everyone knows.
Little Italy or whatever.
North Beach is called North Beach.
Sorry, I don't live in the city, so I don't
North
know this
Beach.
shit.
Go ahead.
and
You saw a whore.
I was there. There was this Asian man sitting there by himself. He had two drinks and like a fucking. He had set up flowers and like he was just getting way into it. And then he ordered one meal and they shared because he's a little cheap. And then some chick with a huge pair of fake knockers showed up.
A white lady?
White lady with like bleach blonde straightened hair and like fake boobies and like I don't know,
a real beaver.
a real beaver.
Yeah.
It looked real awkward and I couldn't stop looking. It was just really interesting to watch them interact.
How do you know she was a hooker? It was obvious.
It was very obvious. And given where we were, like just outside that place is like tons of strip clubs and like dudes trying to solicit you to come in and stuff.
I know. I want to know the thought process that gets a girl to decide, you know what? It's time my career took a turn and it's time I became a whore. Like, that's what I want to know. Was she molested? Was she abused? Was she on drugs? Or does she just like, you know what? I like screwing and I want some extra loot. Because you can make $1,000 a day. If you're good and you don't get too tore up.
Believe me, I'm good.
I'm not.
But I'm not trying to get.
You can make a lot of money, but it would be from older men.
Random fat Asian dudes out here.
I don't think they would tear you up. You could take it. You're young. You bounce back,
dude. Is there a market for like male escorts? Because you don't see those around.
There is. There absolutely is. But you have to be prepared to go down on a 60-year-old beaver with your face.
Oh my god.
Would you let a 60 to 70-year-old woman sit on your face? It's that simple. And I think the answer is yes.
Yes,
Johnny. If we're talking about $300-$400 a time.
Jesus.
You just 7 a week and you just made $3,000 a week.
That's a lot of money.
6 figures for just eating beaver for an hour. What's worst case scenario?
Are you gonna eat that?
No.
Oh, give them my sandwich. By the way, they're still not meeting, so you're.
I'd have to budget for like breath mints after that.
Oh, that's fucking gross.
I guess.
Sorry.
I guess my question. I would do it. I mean, dude, some of them, the grandmas and milfs in Burlingame are incredible. We work in Burlingame. We work at a video game production company in Burlingame, California, which is about 15 minutes outside of San Francisco. It's this really rich suburb. What?
Yeah, lots of Barbie girls and Barbie women.
Yeah, all these like 40, 50-year-old women that work out a time. They have all these kids and they're bored out of their fucking minds with their husbands, so they go and buy fake titties and Louis Vuitton satchels, right? And we get to look at them. We don't have to pay for shit, but we get to look at it. Mm-hmm. And they're so happy when they see us. They're like, ooh, look at all these young or relatively young studs. You know, Johnny and Mitch here in their mid-20s. I'm older than they are. But still, to them, I'm young. You know, to a baby, I'm old. Like to Benjamin Burton. Have you guys seen Benjamin Burton?
It's Benjamin Button?
No, with Brad Pitt.
There you go. It's, what's it called?
Benjamin Burton.
You're getting me all confused now.
It's about a baby that turns to an old man.
No, Benjamin Button.
It's
Burton.
Button.
You want to wager?
I'll fucking bet you.
I'll bet you we'll play wall ball. You want to play wall ball with the tennis ball? You know what we called that when I grew up? It's so non-PC. We called it Smear the Queer. This was in Dallas. And this is when it was okay to say that. Now it's not anymore.
Holy shit, I played a version of Smear the Queer too.
What was it called?
It's called Smear the Queer.
Yeah, we played Smear the Queer too, and it was like football. It was kind of like...
Anybody who gets the ball gets tackled.
Yeah. It's like...
It's in retrospect, it's so rude, right?
Whoever has the ball is a fucking queer, and you have to kill them. It's like...
Well, I understand why they play that in Alabama. Johnny's from Alabama. And Texas. I'm from Texas.
I fucking hated that game.
Because you were always the queer.
I hated football.
Why?
Because I couldn't catch a ball, and my dad...
He beat you, didn't he?
He beat me for it.
Did he really?
No, he...
You're like, yes.
He did. I don't want to talk about it, though.
I don't.
Wow.
No, I just hated...
Did he beat you with a hickory?
Catching balls?
Well, I'd go pick out my switch. You know in the back in the 50s that you'd have to pick the rod with which you were beaten?
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I had to do it a couple times.
So you had to do that in the 90s in Bama.
Yeah.
Bama is so backwards. They make people pick out the device with which they're hurt.
Yeah.
Did you ever get hit?
No, but that's what Asians do and Southerners do. In Johnny's high school, they were allowed to do corporal punishment, he told me.
Yeah, all the way up through high school, you just get beaten with a wooden plank.
Dude,
I got hit.
Fuck that. That's your parents' job.
Yeah,
but
the parents hit me.
The parents' argument is like, how dare they embarrass me? If they act up, like, whoop the shit out of them. That's the attitude. So it's kind of like, you misbehave at school, I don't want to know about it. You embarrass me, so just get beaten up.
It's the teacher's decision to do that. What if the teacher's having a bad day? Teachers are under a lot of stress. My sister's a teacher.
If they're having a bad day, you don't freaking throw spit wads anywhere.
Well, but what if they just beat you for being a minority?
There's no minorities in my school.
That's a hate crime.
My school was like 100% white.
You know what's funny? All these southern states have no hate crime laws. they want it to be more okay to beat up minorities. Like, Texas and Alabama were like, we can't pass these hate crime laws. They're not fair. But California and all the normal states will pass them. But the South is proud of how you're allowed to still razzle someone for being a little bit different. You know that? I mean, in Texas, if you're an 18-year-old guy and you have sex with a 14-year-old dude, you go to jail for 10 years. But if you're 18 and have sex with a 14-year-old girl, you might only go to jail for 2. The crimes for being gay, the punishments for being gay in Texas are way bigger. It's incredible. My mom had this kid that she was friends with that did that same thing. He's in jail for 10 years with, like, rapists and murderers. Now, I'm not saying what he did was okay, but 10 years for a consensual relationship because it was gay and not straight. I want to know what you guys think of that.
I think since we just hit the 30-minute mark, I think we should move on to our final topic.
Which is?
Halloween.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, bless you.
Sorry.
It's okay. You okay, buddy? What about Halloween?
Do you guys got costumes yet? Because
I don't dress up.
I sure don't.
I don't
dress up.
I don't have free time to go spend $50 at a stupid costume shop.
I just need a Rangers t-shirt and I can go as Ryan.
Oh! I do wear a lot of Texas Rangers t-shirts. You know what we could dress up as? 3 fucking cool dudes in a bubble bath.
There you go. We could just be hooked at the hip the whole night.
We can buy a Tupperware, cut the bottom out of it, and we
just
can
walk around with each other.
In it. Yeah.
What about with our fucking big dicks swinging out?
Mm-hmm.
No, we can leave that to the imagination. Please.
That's a lot.
Because he might bring up Mitchell's girlfriend. He might be like, "You're making me have a boner."
Good point. All right, well, that's a good place. Do you guys want to wrap it up or keep talking about...
Last thing I want to wrap up with?
Yeah.
R. Kelly playing at the Paramount Theater, San Francisco. October
The rapper?
30th.
Who pees on people?
He's not a rapper. He's a fucking R&B singer.
Whatever. He urinates on women. He treats them like
urinated
they're
on
toilets.
Artists.
He peed on Aaliyah. He used to pee on Aaliyah when she was underage.
She got paid.
She died in a car wreck because of him, dude.
Pee.
No, she died in a car wreck because he peed on her. She ran away to avoid the paparazzi and got in a wreck. Aaliyah, look her up. A-A-L-I.
She died in a plane crash, dude.
I think it was actually a pee and flea.
No.
He peed on her. She bounced. And she got chased by the paparazzi.
She got peed on. He took an airplane up into the air.
He's playing on Halloween.
There's a whole bunch of peeing conventions.
Do you want to wager it? She died in a plane crash.
No, she died because she got peed on and she fled the scene. It was a pee and flea. It's a 581 if you ask the cops. Say 581, they instantly know it's a pee and flea. I got 581. All right, well, good. You're going to see R. Kelly. Are you serious? Why? Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious.
Okay.
I would never get caught.
Heavens to Betsy, bro.
He's probably got cornrows.
Dude, he's 50. He was the bee's knees when I was a little fucking kid. Now he urinates on broads. That's not okay.
He's been through a lot.
Have you ever peed on a girl?
Just bring a poncho if you go.
Yeah, it's like a Gallagher concert. I've never peed on a person my whole life, and I never will. Ever. I
peed on a dog on accident.
What do you mean on accident?
It fucking ran into the stream. It's
oh my god.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get an email from PETA now.
So, our last question, and you can hit me up at Stern Ryan on Twitter, and then you have our pod blast, and our emails are on the contact page, is what do you guys like more? Big Sack Lunch for the name of our pod blast, because we eat lunches, Big Sack, maybe lunch, or 3 dudes in a bubble bath.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our 2 choices, and we're going to pick one or the other. So if you call in and you don't like them, or if you leave an email, electronic mail, and you don't like them, fuck off. Just tell us the one of those 2 that you like more, right?
Yeah, and if you write in, make sure they're baby sentences so Mitchell can read them.
Yeah, because Mitchell's not good at reading. Which is funny because he's not even the one from the South. All right. This is
whatever.
Well, I didn't volunteer, so.
All right, so hit us up at podblast2k12@gmail.com.